I'm Emily, and today I'll be talking about Christine Riley's article, Faithful Citizen, Popular Christian Media and Gender Civic Identities. And it's in the article, it's a book review about Christy Maddox's book, The Faithful Citizen, which focuses on how faith is being portrayed and how men and women of faith are being portrayed in the media, such as books, music, and TV. And there are several examples mentioned in the article and in the book, but I'll be focusing on a couple of them. And I'll be starting with books. So for the book, I decided to focus on the example, the Da Vinci Code, which is about how people are trying to figure out if Jesus Christ had a wife or not, and if he has a descendant. And even though it's really controversial because many people are arguing that Jesus never had a wife or a child, it really showed how people can really dig deep into their faiths, and you can see that a lot with both main characters in the film and the book. Yes, there's film too, but it really shows how people are willing to dig deep into their faith and to figure out if this really happened or not. And for the gender part of the book, it really shows one of the characters, and she's trying to figure out who she really is, and because she had a really troubling past, and she's trying to figure out who she is, and throughout that journey, she's starting to figure out the clues to help her figure out what it is. And I really want to say the ending, but I don't want to. I don't want to be a spoiler, so read the book, watch the film. Speaking of films, the film that I'll be talking about is The Passion of the Christ. And with Passion of the Christ, even though it is another controversial media, kind of like with the Da Vinci Code, since people are complaining that they probably recreated the devil poorly, or it was really, really graphic. It really showed how people realized how much pain and trouble that Jesus went through when he was being hung on the cross. And it really made people think that, oh my gosh, he actually went through this. It's heartbreaking. And for the gender, not only did it show masculinity, it also showed feminism as well. And you can see it really focuses on the strengths and weaknesses of Mary, Jesus' mother, and Martha, who is a friend and follower of Jesus. Because throughout the film, it shows how much pain they're going through watching a friend and a son go through a lot of pain and death, and how he is saving everyone from sin. And the next media that I want to talk about is the TV show Seventh Heaven. And this is a really good example because it really shows how people are going through trials and difficulties through life and how they're getting out of it. And it also focuses on both men and women, and some of the time teenagers, because I know they go through a lot as they grow and trying to figure out who they really are. And it really does a really good job showing both men and women going through their faith and fighting all these trials that they have to go through. And in conclusion, did the media do a really good job portraying Christians, and did Maddox do a really good job talking about Christians in the media? Yes, and yes. And as you can see with the examples, Christians are well portrayed and are easily portrayed as people who are willing to stand up for their faiths. They have a lot of courage to talk about who they really are. And it also showed that yes, both men and women have strong faith with God and Jesus. And as you can see through other examples, such as God's Not Dead and Amazing Grace and all the other medias out there, it really shows that Christians do have a really good faith, and it starts to keep growing and growing throughout their lives. And if you have any questions, comment below. Thank you.